at the different.
Holy fucking shit, everybody. Welcome back to Maniacal Musings. And I told you, I'm sorry for cutting you off, bro. But I didn't realize I was doing that even until it happened. But welcome back to Maniacal. Welcome back to Maniacal Musings, everybody. That's right. It's your host, Jeremy, as always, here with another special for you. And what can I say? Tonight, we're getting fucking jiggy with it. And I am going to do it Big fucking Willie style, because how else do you do shit in this world but Big Willie style? And then if you can't tell by these fucking hints, hopefully the Men in Black don't come arrest me soon. Hopefully. But we are doing the Will Smith one-on-one bracket for the first time, because we haven't touched this since we did it as a group, God, a year ago, 2 years ago, however the fuck long it's been. It's been a long, actually, 2 years ago. It has to be 2 years ago. It has to be.
Yeah, we met last year.
Yeah, but I mean, the bracket. I mean, we were doing this bracket. We did this bracket. We did this Will Smith bracket like 2 years ago, but last year we were doing the Rolling Stone bracket at this point. So we did this bracket like 2 fucking years ago. It was my birthday bracket. I picked this as my birthday bracket because I wanted to do a Will Smith bracket for my birthday, and we ended up doing it, and it was fucking.
There might be some slapping stuff off the list.
I must say it was a fun bracket. Everybody that was on it enjoyed it, and we got to talk about a man who's not really talked about in the music world much anymore, and it's a shame. It's a shame he's not talked about more. So I wanted to bring him forth and talk about him finally, and guess what, folks? It actually turned out great. Go back and check that out on YouTube if you want to listen to the original. But tonight, I'm joined by my good friend Cam Sully of Jacked Up Review Show podcast.
Yes, sir.
And it's always a pleasure to have Cam on the show. And when he said he wanted to do Will fucking Smith, I was like, oh shit, yes, thank you.
So many things. You're like, which one? It's like after I'm like, oh, it's like, which one do you really want to knock off the list? It's like this came up.
It's funny. There's a lot of choices, but people tend to migrate to the same 2 or 3 choices. Like they don't go to like different choices a lot. So the fact that
I've just always been that way. I try to be as diverse as I can. I hate getting put into just one category or sounding narrow-minded. So it's like, yeah, let's have fun.
Which the fact that I got to do an Ice Cube bracket with Visit Vegas Places this past weekend, and now I get to do the Will Smith bracket again this week. This is two in a row that haven't been touched since they were group brackets. So fuck yeah. I love it. It's all original this time around, baby. And for any of those watching in any of the podcast groups I'm in on Twitter, Podcast United, Podcast Promos, whichever one you be in, listen and heed the fact that you might actually want to be on one of these, because I reached out to pretty much everybody in Podcast United trying to get them on one of these because they are such fun. I think every podcaster should be part of it, in my opinion. But
I agree.
And it is what it is. But I mean,
we'll do some other chats with you as well. It's just. That's just it. Everybody's got to just block off certain days. It's like whatever happens, I fortunately got worked back down to where I want it to be. It's like, okay, I don't want to hear any phone calls on my free days off. Well, call me when I'm working. Do not call me on my day off.
And the great thing about this bracket is there are 26 songs that were ranked on this list. And then the rest, I threw the fuck in because I felt like they need to be talked about. So, as a somewhat Will Smith historian, because this is for those who don't know, this is the Harvey the Gare of Men Are the Prize invitational bracket, since Will Smith is his favorite person of all time. Inside joke for people who know who he is. But uh, Cam's going to take us on, and it's going to be tons of fun because there's a lot of Will Smith music out there, as me and Cam were just talking about before we went on live, that's kind of undiscovered, kind of not talked about, and it's fun to discover it and be like,
Dude,
holy
when
shit.
I did a bracket, not bracket, but I listened to even some deeper cuts back in like 2019. I was blown away. I'm like, I swear I heard this, but it sounds different. And then I saw there was different remixes, and I fortunately got brushed up on even more stuff on the essentials that I hadn't heard in a while. It was like still holds up, still fun, total party music. He's in that weird space where he did light rap, but it was party style rap, and then did some R&B crossovers, and then again, it's just interesting. Do you know him more as the sitcom star or as the actor, or who do you know him
It's
as?
fun. It's funny because I grew up knowing him as, you know, the Millennium album, Summertime, Getting Jiggy with It, Miami. Like I grew up knowing him as that. I discovered Fresh Prince years later when I was older and I got on Netflix on DVDs. Yes, when you got Netflix on fucking DVDs back in the day. I got Fresh Prince. I got Fresh Prince of Bel Air because I never actually watched it. And I started watching like the first 2 seasons on that. And then eventually, like I got to know his music through doing this bracket, like other music that I never heard of. And I mean,
You
I
might
listened to all of his.
have you
I
ever done
listened to
a
all.
movie bracket of his?
Yes, actually, on a show I was previously on that I don't like to mention, we did a. It was my choice for what bracket we were doing the next week, and I chose Will Smith because our good co-host, our co-panelist at that time, Harvey the Gare of Men of the Prize podcast and Love Is Black podcast, he hates Will Smith. For some reason, this is before the slap, this is before everything, he hates Will Smith. I don't know why.
Trust
But
me, I have a friend too, and he treats them like celebs treat other egomaniacs like Stallone, and is like, oh, too much ego. I'm like, well, still too many good movies.
how can you hate Will Smith? He has done so many great movies, done so much great music. Like, how could you hate this man?
Pursuit of
Yeah,
Happiness made me take my social studies more seriously. Enemy of the State I watch every time it's on. Come on, yes.
I mean,
I promise you, I'll let you know when we do our Men in Black episode. It's not going to be too long from now.
oh god, I would love to be on that. I fucking love Men in Black movies.
Yep.
Except for I mean, I haven't seen the Chris Hemsworth one yet for reasons, but
No, it's all good.
I love Men in Black movies. So the first 3 were amazing, but folks, it's time to get this bracket started because we do got a bracket. Yeah, we do got a bracket of 34 songs, so let's enjoy this shit. As King gets to choose which songs make it to the final 4, and the first matchup is number 14 ranked versus a add-in. It's Pump Your Brakes, which I believe features Snoop Dogg, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it does. Yep.
And it's going against A Touch of Jazz, featuring the great DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Pump Your Brakes. I definitely remember first looking at on iTunes, and I always misread it as Pimp Your Brakes, but that is not the case. Yeah, I got to go with the Jazzy Jeff song. I feel like even though Pump is kind of a fun, morbid curiosity and okay to have on in the background, I just feel like the Jazzy Jeff song, like, again, him and Will, they're actually in the same room singing, and Pump kind of just feels like Snoop is looped in after the fact.
I can hear that, actually. I can hear that. Yeah, it makes sense.
It's fun, but it's not much of a collaboration. You know what I mean? Like, it's like an unnecessary director's cut, kind of. Or adding scenes just because.
Yes, I mean, I agree. I mean, I am a huge fan of when the Fresh Prince and DJ Jazzy Jeff released albums together for years, and they were fucking incredible together. They really were. They're one of the best duos in rap of all time, And actually, that just gave me a bracket idea. But okay,
Jazzy
for
Jeff.
future days.
Perfect.
No, rap duos. I'm thinking rap duos as a bracket.
Oh, hey. Nice.
But I don't know. I honestly don't know if there's enough, but I'll figure that out. I'll figure that out later.
We'll try.
But I come up. I've been making new playlists for new brackets coming up, and I literally just hit today, folks, on my Spotify playlist number 667. So, holy fuck, I've made a lot of playlists. So yeah,
Hey, that's
but
good.
we're doing I got artist brackets coming up soon, so more artist brackets than I already have, and oh my god, the amount of artists I have is ridiculous. But anyway, your next matchup is gonna be between number 13 ranked Lost and Found versus A Nightmare on My Street.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, I gotta call it nostalgia. Call it. Even though he's getting a little more experimental and engaging with Lost and Found again, I don't hate this album necessarily. It's just a little dated, but yeah, I feel like A Nightmare on My Street is just more playful. It's Will Smith being what we like about him. He's just more charismatic here. And
I
go ahead.
I honestly don't remember how I found Nightmare on My Street originally. I found it in like the late 2000s, and I don't know how I found it, but I found it, and I was like amazed that like, Will Smith did a. Okay, no. I know how I found it. I was just really getting into my Juggalodom, and I was researching hardcore music, and A Nightmare on My Street is actually considered one of the first hardcore rap songs
Mm-hmm.
in popular culture, at least. But
Wow.
so yeah, I mean, I fucking agree with you. A Nightmare on My Street is classic. It's in our Halloween songs bracket too. It's fucking classic. So, but I mean, it's a good song. It's and that fucking Nightmare on Elm Street beat is fucking incredible. But and it's a funny song. I think it's funny now. And honestly, if you listen to it at night, when you're driving down the road, like in the darkness, like it's kind of creepy in a way almost. So
They do play some of that classic horror movie kind of music in the background. So, yeah.
oh, it's 100% Nightmare on Elm Street fucking beat in the background. But
Yeah.
this next matchup, I really don't have too much say in, but it's number 12 ranked Party Starter versus Brand New Funk.
Chase. Yeah. Again, Party Starter again was one of the first ones I became accustomed to, and yet again, Brand New Funk is more laid back, I think. So even though he's not rapping in it much, I feel like I'll just give it a little extra recommendation. So
You know what's funny? Is I actually brought Millennium on a podcast lately on a regular episode of this podcast, and there's a lot of songs that I never knew existed, like besides the hits, and they're actually pretty fucking good. Like that's the funny thing is they're actually pretty good. Yeah. But it is what it is.
It's like
Brand
people
new.
don't want to talk about something. They want to talk about whatever made them mad. I'm like, well, why would you want to listen to it if it makes you mad?
But the next matchup is actually the first time we have two ranked songs going against each other. And it's number 11 ranked Just Cruisin' versus number 27 ranked Patnas.
Yes, nice. The interlude or Just Cruising. Wow. Okay. Just Cruising made the greatest hits. Uh, I'm gonna leave Putness for the next ranking, but yeah, just cruising. They're not too dissimilar, but yeah, just cruising. I think just it's a testament to the Foley in this song. Like you actually feel like you are legit cruising with Will Smith as he's singing. So it's a perfect sound design, I think, uh, song, and Will really does feel like his heart's in this particular beat. So I'm gonna go with just cruising.
All right. And this next matchup it has one of my favorite songs in it, and it's number 10 ranked Black Suits Coming, Nod Your Head
Oh
versus number 25 ranked Wave 'Em Off.
my god, that's a deep, deep one. Wow, wow.
Yeah, I ain't saying which one's my favorite until I fucking hear your answer. But
Mm, 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 mm. Wow, wow, so much to choose from, man.
and folks, this is a 2000s Will matchup.
Yeah, no, that's awesome, man.
So which way you want to go,
I
Cam?
do feel like Wave 'Em Off goes a little harder, but Black Suit's Coming. I mean, that was like the second song I ever heard by him, third technically, and so I still love listening to it without having nostalgia play a role in it. So yeah, I got to give the slight edge to Black Suit's Coming, even though the other one does go hard.
One, you made the right choice, and two,
I hope.
and two, how is it the second or third song you ever heard by him? Like Jesus, like he.
Well, because then you got the theme song of the Fresh Prince plus Men in Black theme. So there you go.
Oh God, I knew. Did you not?
I knew he was a
Okay,
music artist, but I got into his stuff around 05. So
you're younger than me, so I'm gonna forgive this. But how do you not know about any of the
I knew
DJ
he was
Jesse Jackson
I
or
knew
Fresh Prince?
about Parents Just Don't Understand, but like that was not on the radio much by the 2000s because 2000s sucked.
Oh no, by then it wasn't even popular anymore. But
Right.
I mean, how'd you not know about
I
freaking
knew he was a music artist, and I knew
getting jiggy with it, Miami, all these fucking songs off the
I'm sure I
2000s? But
heard that. I definitely heard the Wild West soundtrack, and that was embarrassing. But uh, yeah, I'm just trying to measuring it up in 02. It's probably realistically as much as I had heard by him, but I knew what he was prominent for and had seen some of his other parts of his other music videos, but I didn't know the songs. So.
Well, this next matchup, I honestly have no favorite in, but it's number 9 Switch versus number 24 La Fiesta.
There's a lot from Will in him.
Actually, I don't think either of these from Millennium, if I'm thinking right, because I just brought that. Oh no, I brought Biggie. I brought Big Willie style. I'm not thinking of Millennium. I brought Big Willie style on the show. So yeah, one of these might be. I honestly don't know. But is it going to be Switch or La Fiesta?
I'm gonna go with La Fiesta. They're neither is necessarily my favorite, but I do think La Fiesta is a little more subtle, while Switch is kind of just. I feel like he's trying to kind of copy the other kind of rap music, the flirtatious kind of feel that everyone was doing at that point. So it's a little derivative. So I'm gonna go with La Fiesta.
Well, speaking of songs people have problems with typically, it's going to be next matchup is number 8 ranked Wild Wild West versus number 23 ranked No More.
Wow. Yeah, no more wins by default, but it's actually kind of underrated.
It is.
It's very noirish kind of feeling.
And like you said, the whole Wild Wild West album is kind of like horrible, but
As is that even if I were to take away the movie, like it's like, yeah, I felt like he was spending his talent on something that wasn't really worthy of it. It's like you could have just done your own thing instead of a movie insert, you know.
Mm-hmm. I agree, but that means you get to do your play-in matchup to determine what's going to the last matchup in the side round one. And the play-in matchup is both add-ins by me, and it's I think I can beat Mike Tyson versus the magnificent Jazzy Jeff.
Oh man. Man. Yeah, I'm gonna go with I think I can beat Mike Tyson. I like the playfulness in this one.
Yeah, it's a fun fucking song. And when that whole Will Smith Chris Rock thing happened a couple years ago, I was sharing out that song like crazy, being like, Will needs to do a new version of this saying I think I can beat Chris Rock.
That would be an amazing comeback. Yes.
I tagged Will Smith in so many Twitter posts trying to get that to fucking happen, and it didn't happen. But
I've done the same, and I'm like, I keep getting messages from his ex, and I'm like, no, I don't care about that. I care about Will Smith. We did an episode tribute to him, and people were not excited for it. And I'm like, well, we recorded this months ago before the Oscars, so I don't know what to tell you except that life imitates art.
Like that meme says, you can't be a Chris Rock because your wife has no hair. But that means I think I can beat Mike Tyson is going into the first round.
Yes.
And it's gonna be going against number 15 ranked the Butter.
I was listening to this today to refresh, and I So what's it going up against? Mike Tyson?
Yep.
Oh, man. I'm generally not a Little Kim fan, but, you know, I would give an honorable mention to this, and I like the sampling of this, but I still got to side with Tyson. Tyson needs more love.
I don't blame you at all. I really don't. I think I can beat Mike Tyson. It's one of my favorite like underground songs by his of like back in his DJ.
I mean, just the title alone that tells you it would be the equivalent of I think I can knock out Superman. I think I can, you know, I think I can fly. It's just a fun kind of break the rules kind of song.
Well, folks, that means we're going into the other side of round one, and there's a lot more popular songs in this one. The first matchup is going to be number 7 ranked, Just the Two of Us, versus number 22 ranked, Gotta Be Real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Because it's funny seeing Dr. Evil sing Will Smith's cover of this song in Austin Powers 2. Then yeah,
I'm pretty sure Dr. Evil's singing the Puff Daddy version, but yeah,
it might be actually. Yeah. But yeah, Gotta Be Real from Shark Tale. Yeah, I'm gonna hand it to just the two of us.
I mean, as much as I don't want to picture the things that P. Diddy would do with Mini-Me nowadays, but you know.
I knew he was an asshole, and it's just a shame it took this long to find out he's actually
my brother, when we were kids, was his biggest fucking fan, and I never liked him, and I couldn't explain why back then.
I thought he was an okay actor, but I also was just like, yeah, he's kind of thuggish. I'm hearing shitty things about him. You know, if people are shooting at you, you typically got some criminal associations. You know,
I mean,
judge, just saying.
I'm fine with people being thuggish and doing thug things, but what he did is a whole nother measure beyond thug things. It's
when you bring sex crimes and exploiting people and stealing their music without permission, that's.
I mean, I never thought these 3 words would leave my mouth, but poor Justin Bieber. But
Justin Bieber, and it's kind of a shame too, because like I was kind of this way with what's his face, Brett Ratner. Like I knew he was a douchebag, but I didn't know he was a really, really, really bad man. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of the same thing with Weinstein. I knew he was loud at meetings, but I didn't know he did all these awful, things. And then it gets even more annoying when you got all these other actors who you love and music artists who are now canceled. And it's like, well, what Bob Dylan or Richard Dreyfuss did is pretty minuscule compared to, all these other bastards. Like they're not Kevin Spacey types. Come on.
No. And I mean, all I can say at this point is, baby, 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 oil. But
oh my God.
That means your next matchup, to see what's facing just two of us, is going to be number 6 ranked, Parents Just Don't Understand, versus number 21 ranked, Mr. Nice Guy.
Oh man.
Because he's a nice guy. As much as Chris Rock might tell you different, he's a nice guy.
Man. Wow. Man. I'm gonna go with Mr. Nice Guy. I think it needs a little more love. It's also a good just kind of intro song for those trying to get into Will's discography, I think.
How you gonna go against Parents Just Don't Understand? Oh my God.
I do like that. That is the better song, but I'm just saying Mr. Nice Guy might be a fun intro to his.
Well, this next matchup might not be as simple, but it's number 5 ranked Miami versus number 20 ranked Afro Angel.
Wow. Wow. That's a good question.
I mean, to me, there's only one obvious fucking answer, but that's me.
Well, it's just it's interesting, all the experimenting he does on both. I'm probably gonna give it to Miami just by a slide, just because the sampling works well here, and his lyrics really are energetic, and it's just, I think you could argue that Afro Angel is more of a chorus that he just so happens to be featured on. So yeah,
I mean, if you grew up in the 90s and you went to a birthday party and they were in the late 90s and they were blasting Miami,
is getting played. Yeah,
you were at the wrong party. You're at the wrong fucking party, folks, and you shouldn't have been there. But I mean, I still, whenever Miami comes to my Spotify random list, like on just out of shits and giggles, I still blast that shit. It's such a good song.
He's sampling the whispers.
He can.
I'm not knocking it. Everybody samples. I just find it interesting how it's like that's a really underrated theme.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's sampling and the beat goes on. I know that, but the next matchup, and this could be interesting in the next round, depending which way you go, is number 4 ranked Summertime versus number 19 ranked I Wish I Made That /Swagger. If I could find a longer ranking of his songs that includes all his work, I honestly would make it, because this bracket kind of makes me mad to a certain point, because it just puts his old music against his new music, and it's like, nah, I want to see new versus new and old versus old. Like I want to see like some. I mean, it's just the rankings in this just weren't long enough, and I only did it because I wanted to do it at that point. I gotta find longer rankings. I honestly do, but
hey, that's part of the fun of this. So again, I do feel like Swagga, it never even charted. It was just a fun additional song featuring Lost and Found.
That whole Lost and Found album, I'm pretty sure never charted.
It never charted, unfortunately. But so while I do wish Swagga would be listened to more, I still feel like Summertime is in his top 10, and I just can't deviate. I can't. So
It's number 4 for a reason.
yeah, it's too good. Can't knock it.
Well, that means the next round's gonna be very interesting. But the next matchup you have is number 3 ranked Fresh Prince of Bel-Air going against number 18 ranked Could You Love Me?
It's gonna be the Fresh Prince theme without even looking. I'm sorry.
Man. I mean, I don't know anybody who couldn't vote for that song. I mean, it's not even the theme song; it's the original version he did before he did the theme song. But
True. Right.
But and like I said, the next round could be very interesting for this one too. But the next matchup is number 2 ranked Men in Black versus number 17 ranked Here He Comes.
Sorry, Here He Comes, good song, but Men in Black, it's going up there. I even like the original song he's sampling Patricia Rushin.
See, that's the funny thing is, I think Black Suits is way better than Men in Black, but
it's a better made song. I listen to Men in Black like every day. I love it.
I think the Men in Black song he didn't know but it was gonna get a sequel, so he kind of like played out to like because it was like one of his first big movies really. But
true.
And I mean how you gonna beat Black Suits Coming with like fucking Tommy Lee Jones showing up in the video, but. Because it's funny because if you watch the video, because I did because I was in high school back then, and that point where it says Kay's back, like in the song, like fucking Tommy Lee Jones walks out in the video and just like looks at the screen and walks out of this video.
Yeah,
it's classic Tommy Lee Jones behavior. But this next matchup though is difficult in my mind. Difficult, not impossible, but difficult. It's the number 1 ranked Will Smith song, as if it could be any other. Getting Jiggy with It. And it's going against number 16 ranked You Saw Ma Blinka. Bitch.
I gotta go with Jiggy. It's cheesy, but I feel like it needs more love.
I am not a fan of Getting Jiggy with It. I think it's too overplayed and too.
It's overplayed.
It's too simple. But You Saw My Blinker. I freaking never heard before this bracket, and I fell in love with that song because he actually curses in it.
Yeah.
And who hasn't gotten an accident / almost gotten an accident because somebody didn't turn their blinker on, or like somebody didn't see your blinker when you were like going to a lane? But
yeah.
It's life, and he did it very well. But
trust me, it is better. It's just there's still redemption time.
There will be, but because you have your next play-in matchup to determine which one of these is going into round 1, and it's 2 add-in songs, I should say, and it's Boom Shake the Room versus Ring My Bell.
Man, yeah, I gotta give it to Boom. That song slaps. It goes so hard.
It does, but now that you put that in the round 1, it's going against the last song in this bracket and another add-in song. It's Boom Shake the Room versus Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble.
It's still Boom. Sorry.
If I wasn't a Bear Control man, you would maybe do a spit take right there. My God. Because Girls Ain't Nothing But Trouble is one of the truest songs of all time and one of the best songs of all time.
It's a good song, but I'm sorry. If it slaps hard, that's why I just go through these. I'm like, this is a matter of killing your darlings. It's like, which one do you love less?
and the freaking I Dream of Jeannie beat to it is like fucking incredible.
It is good.
You kill me, Cam. Kill me.
I'm the worst. I'm a monster.
No, I love when these brackets go ways I don't see going, but
yeah, I'm the negotiator. I'm pretty much like I'll give you some extra time here in the sun, and this is just better, so it stays. I'm the original continental split divide.
Well, this next matchup. Well, actually, not in the next matchup. You're in round 2 now, so these are all matchups you made. You can't blame the rankings for any of them. And it's 2 add-in songs going against each other. It's A Touch of Jazz versus A Nightmare on My Street.
A Nightmare on My Street.
If you didn't choose that, I would have to reach the screen and possibly slap you. But in a complete Freddy Krueger style, I would have had to do that. But
well, at that point, I'm getting impelled, not slapped. Impelled slap.
But to see what that's going to face in the quarterfinals, you got to choose between Brand New Funk and Just Cruisin'.
I think I'll go with Just Cruisin'.
I honestly have no preference in that one. I don't remember either. I should listen to this playlist again today because I really don't remember either of those songs. But it's
making it better.
It's gonna be in the next matchup is gonna be your first matchup with 2 ranked songs in round 2. It's Black Suits Come and Nod Your Head versus La Fiesta.
Black Suits Coming.
As it should be.
La Fiesta's fun, but that's on the B side. This is on the A side.
Just the freaking beat and chorus in that song is everything. But
yep.
That means Black Suits is going to be facing one of these last 2 songs in this side of round 2. And it's No More versus I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Ooh, which is going to make for a very interesting quarterfinals matchup. I'm saying right now. I'm a
monster. I pressed the nuke button.
Obviously, but it's going to get fucking harder because you're going to the other side of round 2.
I know.
And it's just the 2 of us versus Mr. Nice Guy. Because he's a nice guy.
Well, Mr. Nice Guy against what again? Sorry.
Just the 2 of us.
Yeah, I'll go with Mr. Nice Guy. Yeah.
And that means Mr. Nice Guy is going to face either Miami or Summertime.
Oh.
Now we're getting to the hard ones.
Miami, just by a slight extra length.
See, in the original, I had a hard time deciding between those 2 because it's like, summertime. Oof.
Well, to compliment you reacted to Miami probably the best. So I think that's the biggest winner.
Down.
The whispers.
They're both amazing songs. I'm not gonna lie, and it's hard. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're both off the freaking Big Willie Style album. If I'm not mistaken. Actually, no. Summertime's the DJ Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince thing.
But even then, it should have been. It should have been re-released on his main solo stuff.
It didn't need to be. It's always going to be a summertime song. It's huge. Like if that comes on during the summer and I have all the windows down in the car, I'm blasting that shit.
Do it.
But that means you got 2 matchups left in round 2, and your next matchup is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air versus Men in Black.
Men in Black. I love it too much.
I mean, who didn't like to see that alien singing in the video? And
even if you don't like the video, like the song, I will put it on repeat. I just love the wordplay. I love the conspiracy detailed in it.
It's a great song. It really is, and it was catchy, and it sold the movie. It's what made the movie so big, is that fucking song. But
he can still do the dance. I think that's a big testament. Fresh Prince is great if you just want a solo by itself song, but like this makes you
it's funny because the last week or so, I've been seeing these reels on Facebook where the dance he does with Ashley in the first episode of Fresh Prince when he walks into a room and she's listening to music on her headphones. Like him and Ashley's actually redid that in like a reel like these days.
Oh wow.
And it's fucking. If I see it on Facebook again, I'm fucking sharing it with you. But it's hilarious to see him actually like doing it with her nowadays, doing it with Titania Ali. But the last matchup in round 2 is Getting Jiggy with It versus Boom Shake the Room.
Boom, shake the room.
Oh, and finally Getting Jiggy with It gets taken out. I'm not surprised. Getting Jiggy with It is so overplayed and so not really a good song in my opinion. Honestly,
I think
it's
people
kind of
are
like
distracted by it being one of his catchphrases versus the song.
I mean, who doesn't get annoyed by that? Na 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 na. Like who the fuck doesn't get annoyed by that?
I don't know.
It's like one of the simplest song beats ever made. But
It's a song of its time.
it was definitely a 90s song. It was 100% 90s song. But that means your quarterfinals can get started, and it's gonna start off with A Nightmare on My Street versus Just Cruising.
Wow. Let's go with Just Cruising.
Ooh, ooh, oh! How dare you? How fucking dare you? God damn. Well, the next
it got taken out. It got sniped.
Well, the next 3 matchups are not going to be as easy, thankfully, because the other matchup on this side of the quarterfinals is Black Suits Come and Nod Your Head versus I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that one.
If you have to think about it long and hard, you're not ready to do this, man. You got to decide. People's lives are at stake. In this case, the songs. Which one goes and which one makes it to the top intact. Think of it as climbing Mount Everest. The longer you wait, the harder it's going to be to climb up there. So you just got to make a split decision. What can you live without? Good or bad?
But that means the other side of the quarterfinals is going to start off with Mr. Nice Guy versus Miami.
Miami.
But your final matchup in the quarterfinals is going to be Men in Black versus Boom Shake the Room.
Which one is louder? Probably the Men in Black song. So,
and you heard him here, folks. The wrong Men in Black song moved on, but okay. You heard it here fucking first. Jesus fucking Christ. Monkey balls on a stick. My God.
Well, what? And you've been pitted them against different ones. I might have a chance.
I did not make these rankings for the most part, thank you. But that means your semifinals is going to be starting off on the left side with Just Cruising versus I Think I Can Beat Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson.
That's not the wrong choice. So. At all. That is not the wrong choice. Fucking all, my friend. But that means the other side is going to be Miami versus Men in Black. Men in
Black. I like Miami, but it's Men in Black.
Is Miami your final answer, sir?
Yes. Ding ding. Men in Black.
Really?
Men in Black song wins.
It is 100%, but I don't think it's going to win. I don't. But We will find out in a fresh minute here, folks, because that means, oh, Jesus Christ, monkey balls. That means you have your third and fourth place matchup first before we get to the finals. And the third and fourth place is going to get started off with Just Cruising versus Miami.
Yeah, I just feel like Miami is more relaxing, so it's got to win. It's got to win.
Oh, it wins third place, but
It's got to win.
determine your favorite and first place song. You have a playing song. I think I could beat Mike Tyson versus the number 2 ranked Will Smith song, Men in Black.
I think I can beat Mike Tyson.
Oh my God! I never thought
it's just that if you hold a certain song on a certain mountain and another one on a smaller mountain.
I honestly never thought I would win a bracket on this show, but holy fuck! Holy fuck!
Think of it like you're comparing movies. One of them's a 10, while the other's an 8. I'm not discounting the other one's really good, but the other one's just somewhat more epic.
I get it. Trust me. And
Tyson, like Men in Black is going to be something you want to dance to. I think I can beat Mike Tyson. It's a great workout song. It really is. So,
yeah, and it's a daydream, obviously.
Drive fast in traffic to that song.
Honestly, somebody should have played that fucking song for what's his name, Jake Paul, or whatever the hell his name is.
That would have been amazing. That would have made up for that shitty turnout of that Netflix.
But folks, Cam's Final Four. He has number 11 ranked Just Cruising at 4th place. Number 5 ranked Miami at 3rd place. Number 2 ranked Men in Black in 2nd place. And a add-in song. I think I could beat Mike Tyson in 1st place, which I'm so happy at this point I put it in the bracket because it actually made something of all this. But oh my God, I can't believe it actually won. I can't believe it actually won. I don't think. Actually, now I gotta look this shit up now. Because did we? Oh, I think I hit it. Yeah. Okay, I want to see this because I don't think it made to the final. I don't think it made to the final 4 in the OG bracket.
That's a shame.
And yeah, it made to the 2nd round of the original bracket.
Wow.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air won the original bracket with Wild Wild West in 2nd.
Oh my God.
Somehow.
Wow, that sounds like they were only familiar with his movies, not any of his songs.
I had a pretty good crew for the OG bracket, honestly. But it was just, I think it was only a 5-people bracket, but still, it was a good crew. And I think Wild Wild West made it just because, if you grew up in the 90s, Wild Wild West was just like, yeah, it was 5 people. But if you grew up in the Wild Wild West, if you grew up in the 90s, Wild Wild West was just one of those songs that like everybody knew. Everybody, like it was popular because you knew it. Wild Wild West. But shit, folks. Well, this might be one of the fastest brackets that Cam has ever taken on.
That's what I try to do. I try not to bore anyone, and I also just like if you don't have a decision, like that, I think of it like an eBay bid. You can stare at the screen, or you can come up with what's your minimum amount you're willing to pay. Don't
exactly, and it's easier to take on 3-minute songs than to take on hour-and-a-half long movies and go against each other.
Bingo. Although I do like movies, like
who doesn't? Who doesn't?
But it's fun to just like it's like I like this movie, but it's not a top 10, or it's entertaining, but it's overrated. It's not. And this one, it's a top 5, but I can't just.
Yeah, we gotta make sure we get a time that you could be on the 80s monster movies bracket coming up in a month or so on Paranormal Normal. But
well, let's make it. Yeah.
I think it'll be the first week of May if I'm thinking right. Because I still got shitload of movies to watch, and having a newborn, the time is not there to watch movies like I used to. But
I hear you.
I have to pause them fucking constantly, so But well, Cam, tell them where they can find you and your podcast.
Jacked Up Review Show podcast is on Instagram, Spotify, Podbean, We're part of the Unfiltered Studios podcast network, and we do everything. We talk true crime, we talk biographies, we talk music artists, we talk retro, we talk pop culture. We've been lately doing comic book tie-ins to popular video games, movies, and TV, and vice versa. Video games based on movies and TV shows. That it's been really fun to see what studios make good use of their product, of their brand, versus do a lazy cash in. And then we've had some amusing ones where we weren't crazy about the movie / adaptation, but the video game was surprisingly really fun. So it's been fun kind of introducing everybody to all kinds of stuff. But yeah, we're always as a variety show, we're always having uncanny topics, and yeah, I'll let you know when the Men in Black discussion is.
I'm still pissed I missed the fucking Shadows of the Empire discussion because I fucking forgot to put it in my calendar.
It's all
That's
good.
on me.
We'll do a Young Jedi Knights.
We better do Young Jedi Knights. I got so much to say about that shit and what could have been. But check out Objective Review Show in the future for that, folks. But you know where you can find your musers. If you don't, we are on Facebook. Watch our live streams on Squatchy Largefoot's page. He is a bipedal Sasquatch trained by Arcturians to use the internet. I can't fully explain it, but it is what it is.
It happens.
You can also find us on Uncensored, Unapologetic, and Untamed UQ Podcast Collective Facebook group. It's private, but you can find us.
It's
you can also find us on XX Baby and the Graham as that Juggalo Bastard. You can find us on Thick Talk as long as it exists as that Juggalo Bastard podcast. And if you want to see all 100 plus old episodes, go to YouTube. Check out Maniacal Musings. It's the only place you can find all the old episodes because fuck Spotify.
Yes.
But until next time, folks, I want to thank Cam for coming on because it's always fun to have Cam on the show.
Thank you.
We'll get him back. We'll get him back for another bracket in the next couple months at some point. But there's plenty more he hasn't taken on, and especially in the music world, there's a lot of music ones he has not even probably ever thought of touching. But maybe we can introduce him to a whole new artist that he never heard of. But
or just
actually, okay, I have a new goal now. Is to see Cam on the Insane Clown Posse bracket. It's two parts, but you can do both parts in one show. But it's gonna be a lot. It's a lot of music you listen to. But we'll get to that.
But I'll do it just for you.
It's 64 at least songs to listen to, but we'll get to it. Folks, come back tomorrow to see we have a regular episode coming on tomorrow live because we had an emergency last week and my co-host couldn't make it, so we need to reschedule and our guest will be on tomorrow instead. So it's gonna be a very interesting episode. Come check that out, and we'll be back next weekend with the top 80s metal songs part 2, the final part, and come see who wins the wheel spin to pick the next topic. So
nice.
Until then, have a good night, folks. Enjoy yourself.